base your criticism on your personal opinion or prejudice or biases, then I mean, it's not logical. It's not academic. This is something holy, and it means a lot to you guys. I want to pay for it, please.
No.
Just tell me how much, please.
Over here, we are from the Islamic society. We are not here to convert people, no. We are just here to share to people about what is Islam. In Nigeria, I believe you have been heard about Islam and
Yeah, my neighbors.
So I believe you know about this, right?
Yes, I know about Islam.
So what do you think about the Islamic, opinion about Jesus?
I think they have their opinion about Jesus, and it's their opinion. We have our opinion as non-Muslims, so it's our opinion. Yeah. For me, it just depends on whatever drives you, whatever your belief is, you're comfortable with it. Just try not to impose on other people. You can share your beliefs with them. If they accept it, fine. I'm not comfortable with people trying to condemn my opinion of my religion. I have issues with that.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's okay to share your religion with me. I have a choice to make. I can decide to accept your religion or stick with mine. But don't try to condemn my own religion because you feel your religion is superior. No. I even in my religion, when I see people who do that, I tell them, please don't do that. It's not right. Let the person make the choice. Don't condemn their religion because you think your religion is better. Present your religion to them and tell them why you think your religion is good. If they choose to go with it, then fine. If they don't choose, it's their choice.
Okay. So I'm just trying to understand you better. You are yourself a Christian?
Yes, I am a Christian.
I'm trying to understand when you say condemning. Are you also saying that you are not agree with criticism? Criticism. Yeah.
Criticism on what basis? What's your basis for criticism? I always ask that question. Are you criticizing from an informed...
Sorry?
Are you criticizing something from a properly guided and a properly informed perspective? Or you're criticizing based on what someone told you?
Okay.
Have you read? Have you done research? Do you have information to back up your criticism? Then it's okay. But when you're criticizing without full information, I think that's not very cool.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I totally agree with you that when you say about criticism, it's better that we have there's some information that you present that information. Right?
Yes.
So meaning that you have no problem if let's say there's a discussion that also include criticism inside that.
I don't have any problem with that. So long as it's based on informed proof and you have a standard, you have a base. It's like, what did you study in the university?
I'm aviation management.
Okay, so I come to you and I want to criticize aviation management and I have no idea what aviation management is. I only hear from the news. And I come and I say, hey, aviation management is bad, it's wrong, it's scam, because the news said this or because, no. If I want to have that discussion with you, I need to go do deep study because you are the professional. Just like you can't come argue microbiology with me, I am the professional. So if you need to criticize microbiology, you have to go do your study. That way, we can talk at the same level. So I make reference to, reference to Prescott, and you're like, yeah, okay, now that you brought up Prescott, let's talk about Prescott. Have you read chapter 2 of Prescott Handbook where he said this? I don't agree with that because this from this or that. So that way I'll be like, whoa, this guy knows his stuff, so I have to up my game.
Yes.
When you base your criticism on your personal opinion or prejudice or biases, then I mean, it's not logical, it's not academic. When you can bring proof, maybe if I want to criticize the Quran, I have to go read the Quran. I can't criticize the Quran because maybe my pastor told me the Quran is bad or my dad told me the Quran. Nah, that would be, I mean, it's not cool. So if I want to have a critical argument with a Muslim, I have to go do my studies. I have to give it time. If it's going to take me 3 years, I will give it 3 years. Else, I shut my mouth. Because I don't have what it takes to argue with somebody who was born in that religion, who has probably gone to school in that religion, who has probably been schooled and taught everything about that religion. So for me to really achieve that, I have to go do a study. So I can understand first where the person is coming from. So also, when a Muslim wants to criticize Christianity, I always ask, have you read the Bible? If you have not read the Bible, I will encourage you to go read it so we can talk at the same plane. Else, it would sound as though you are trying to tell me Christianity is false, and I'm trying to tell you Christianity is real because I believe in it. Because you don't believe in it, you're trying to convince me otherwise. But when we both read, we can say, okay, can we limit our criticism to what is written? And then from there we can now move on. Because I believe that every religion have what they are built upon, their belief system, their system of reasoning, and serving whatever God it is they are serving and they are worshiping. I believe there are ways. So those are just my thoughts.
It's good. I mean, it's good. I mean, your thought for me, I would say that I have no problem with that because that is how I would say discussion and also criticism is for you to be able to be done. Right? So like, I mean, just out of curiosity, so you say that you have, you're from Nigeria, you have Muslim friends and so on. Like, did you have a really discussion, a deep discussion with them, in which they share their opinion of their critics, the Christianity, and also you also critics Islam. Do you have that kind of discussion before?
Okay, so one of the things I try to avoid getting into religious debates. I try to avoid it as much as possible because it's a very sensitive topic. And then because most of the people who do these debates are very emotional, and the other part of the people who do these debates, they don't do enough research. So these are usually my problems. Now back in my country, you can confirm, you can do a research on this, you can read up on it. There are certain parts of the country that we have a lot of Muslim extremists. They kill people, they're involved in high levels of terrorism. And so with these statistics coming from this religion, most of us, we don't like them. We don't like most of the things they stand for because we look at the news, we see the things they do, even in other countries. But I've had a few Muslim friends on a very close level who are very respectful and they are very kind and they don't, some of them actually don't support what those other Muslims are doing. And I'm like, oh, okay, you're cool, you're different. I don't have issues with them. But on a very personal level, I try to avoid religious debates, except when we are both coming from the same perspective. Maybe when I mean perspective, I'm not saying we are agreeing on the same thing. I'm saying we are both having an informed debate. It's not based on hearsay. It's based on studies, research. What are you bringing to the table? What are you ready to lay bare on the table? Can we have this discussion based on information, based on history, based on proven facts, not based on what you heard? So that's usually it for me. When I find people who are ready to have such a conversation without being emotional, I mean, I'm cool.
I will agree with you that I also myself, I would say I dislike having a debate, pertaining about religion, because because that itself is not according to the Islamic teaching. Because if you, I'm not sure, have you read the Quran before?
No, I haven't.
Because one of the approach that God command us, if we let's say want to share our message to the people, first of all, God said that, you can double check. Or
I will actually love to read the Quran.
Okay, but can you give me a Quran? I will just show you, so that you can use this. If let's say you meet a Muslim who approach you and then first they go for debate, you can say no, brother. And your scripture is saying like this, right? Okay. So this is the Quran. There's a translation. We have a translation.
It has the English translation.
Yes. So it will be So it will be much more easier for for the non-Arab to read. Even I'm not an Arab, so Arab is not my mother tongue.
I didn't know.
You didn't know. Actually, there's also in Nigerian language, Swahili also they also have. It's a translation. So
All the Muslims I've seen around me, I grew up in a Muslim state in Nigeria. So in Nigeria we have 4 regions. We have the east, we have the west, the south, the north.
Yeah.
I was born in the north, and the north is predominantly Muslims.
I see.
Yeah, I was born in the heart of the north. I stayed there all my life.
Okay.
I only went to school in the east, and I've never seen
Really?
English Quran. Because they always carry it on slates, and
Okay,
they
I see.
recite it. They always recite it. So I always see the Arabic, and I'm like, I wish I can read this. I can understand it. No, I'm very serious. And now that I've seen this, I'm going to make plans to get one. I really want to.
Don't worry about
to
that. I will
understand.
give you for free. No. I will say because brother, we are here. It's mainly for us to share to the people about our message.
Okay.
So that's why I didn't charge you
I'm
for a
going to
pamphlet.
read this.
I didn't charge you. So the same thing.
This is something holy, and it means a lot to you guys. I want to pay for it, please.
No.
Just tell me how much, please.
I will not going to. No, but I will give you my reason. Because this Quran, in Islam we have what we call like a wakaf is like a donation. So when people already do the donation, so this is been donated by people for free. So we cannot sell to the people. So that's why I say to you, I will give you for free. Regardless, you say, I want to give. No, I will say, no, brother, I cannot take your money because it's free for you. Okay? Right?
Thank you.
So I will just share to you. If let's say you meet with any Muslim, we'll immediately go for debate.
Okay.
You just show to them this verse. Okay? The Quran consists of 114 chapter.
114
chapter.
chapters.
Okay. So you will start from the right to the left. Okay.
Okay.
So that's why you can see this is 23, 24, and then it will 30.
30.
Okay.
Okay, so this is 29.
29, 30.
Oh, it's this way.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So in the Quran, this is a guideline. First guideline that when we want to discuss with the non-Muslim, especially the Christian and the Jew, God said that, or say Muhammad, or people of the scriptures, that is the Jew and the Christian, come to a word that is just between us and you. What does it mean by a word that is just between us and you? Meaning that we can agree upon.
Okay.
Because that I believe you have heard that people say that there's a lot of similarity between Islam and Christianity and also with the Judaism.
Okay.
So when God say that, when you want to discuss with people, don't discuss about differences first. Talk about commonalities, similarities.
Wow.
Okay? Because why? Imagine if they say I want to make friends with you. When you say, oh, you're from Nigeria, each statement of you that you give to me, I always give an opposite opinion. What are you going to feel?
Okay, I understand.
You'll feel like, oh man, I don't feel this connection.
Yeah.
Right. So good.
You start to resist the message
Yes.
even before the real thing comes.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So that's why
Actually makes sense. Wow.
this is this is God saying to the people, to us. If you want to talk to people, yes, it is our responsibility to share to the people about our message. But how you want to share? Don't talk about differences. That's why don't go about debate. When you go debate, what do you discuss?
Yeah, differences.
Differences.
That's true. Opposing and
Yes,
and
exactly.
opposing.
Exactly.
Wow.
So-
I've never heard about it like
Yeah.
this. Nobody has ever said this.
That-
Wow.
This is not what our opinion. This is from God Himself.
Okay.
God said that come to communities. Okay. So what are the first community? God said that we worship none but Allah. What does it mean by Allah? Even meaning that we only worship the one true God. Even the Christian, you guys say that you believe in one God, right? So this is meaning that the first discussion that we have to discuss is about God first. We don't talk about when you say that in Nigeria there's an extremist Muslim.
Yeah.
I totally agree. In any part of the world, each religion does have what we call the black sheep.
Yes.
So, but when we want to talk with the people, you don't talk about that first. If you talk about that, then you cannot have an agreement. You think that my religion is much more better, but actually, even in your religion also have extremists, right? So you're not going to have a discussion.
Yeah.
So the first thing is, as a Christian, you believe in God. I also believe we Muslims also believe in God. Then how about we talk about the similarities? About God first, right?
Okay.
So that is the things that God say. we talk about God. And what are the second, I would say, approach? God say about in chapter 16, 1, 2, 5. Okay. This is also God is indicating no debate first. Invite mankind, O Muhammad, to the way of your Lord. Meaning, if you want to talk about to people about Islam, don't talk about, just now you mentioned, not your personal opinion. We go back to the fact and figures, standard. So God said that, don't talk about your way, but talk about my way, God's ways. Okay, what is about? How? With wisdom. Meaning, you don't go for debate first. With wisdom. Wisdom can be many things. Wisdom and fair preaching. Then argue with them in a way that is better. Meaning that yes, you can argue with them, but that is the last approach.
Last part, the last thing to do.
Last thing to do. But even that is the last thing. But you need to argue how? With wisdom, with good ways. So you are not belittling that religion. You know, in Islam we cannot belittle about other religions, even though we don't agree. Like for example, when the Christians say that they believe Jesus as a God, right? Yeah. Even though in the Quran God did say that it is a blasphemy. It's a blasphemy according to Islam. But we cannot say to the Christian, oh, your God is such and such. We cannot belittle the opposite about God. Yeah. No. We still need to do it with wisdom, with fair preaching, and then if you want to argue, argue with the best manner.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is, most of people, Muslim, they understand that. But like you mentioned, when we have a discussion about religion, sometimes it becomes emotional.
That's true.
Yeah. So it is, the Muslim, they always need to bear in mind, whenever we have a discussion, if let's say the discussion becomes heated, so they are the one that need to calm down first. Okay. Relax first. Wow. So that is actually the right approach for a Muslim they need to do.
Can I tell you this? What's your name?
Azim. By the way, yeah. Your name?
Sam.
Sam. Okay.
This is the first time I'm having a conversation with a Muslim and he's bringing the Quran. True. This is the first time I'm having a conversation with a Muslim and he's smiling. I'm not joking. Most times, because just like you said, most times it's about emotions and trying to convince the person that his religion is wrong. So I'm not trying to make Islam look bad. I'm just saying from my personal experience, most of the people I've had discussions with about religion, and so and that's why I avoid debate. Most of them, they don't smile. Yeah. But look at you, bro. You've been smiling all along. And this is something people should look at first. Just like you mentioned, I mean, why doesn't everybody start like this? Let's start with the similarities and then we go to the differences. But we try to first come with the differences, and so everybody begins to build a wall of defense.
Yeah,
nobody wants to listen. Yeah. Just don't hate the person because he's saying some things. We just go ahead and we begin to hate, even in the conversation. I've seen some conversations on social media. They even begin to exchange words, very bad words for holy people. I'm not talking of just Islam, both my faith also. I hear people that begin to say very bad words on the air, on social media, and I'm like, whoa, you're not representing Christianity properly. And I'm, hey bro, you're not representing Islam properly. If you can say this online, I mean, who knows what else you would say in secret? If you're able to say this online where everybody is listening, this is not right. So we should learn. I love the way you put it. We should learn to talk about the similarities first, and from the similarities, even in sciences, we talk about start from the known to the unknown. We always need a reference point, a basis to make further adjustment in our skill.
Agree.
Thank you so much, Mr. Azim. I really appreciate the time and of course the gift. Seriously, I'm going to read this. I will read it, and is there like a phone number or?
Yeah, I can give you my phone number later on. Okay.
I don't mind.
Okay, just take your number.
Questions?
Sure, no worry.
I would like to ask.
You have kids?
Yes, I do. Oh, you saw the picture?
Yeah, of course.
That's my wife. I'm married.
usually the first script is about their son or their children.
I have 2 kids now.
Really?
Yes, I have 2. So the first picture you saw, okay, it's not showing anymore. The first picture was when we had just one baby. So my wife was carrying him and she took this picture. She sent it to me. But now I need to update that to the one she's with the 2 kids. Yeah, okay. So.
Okay, let me, do you have WhatsApp?
Okay, WhatsApp.
WhatsApp will be much more easier. I can just scan to you.
Alright.
Sorry.
Okay. Alright.
So let me just WhatsApp you.
Okay.
After you have class?
Today?
No.
Yes, I do. I was actually on my way to the lab.
Oh, sorry.
When I saw you, so it's okay. Okay. Alright.
Okay. Just a quick tips how you want to read the Quran.
Okay.
Because the Quran is not like a Bible.
Yeah.
Because the Quran, I mean, like the Bible, you have from beginning until the end, from Genesis until Revelation. It's connected. It's like a storybook. But the Quran, because it was being revealed to Prophet Muhammad throughout the 23 years, and it is not according to sequence. So that's why sometimes when you read from the beginning, for example, the second chapter, suddenly it will talk about, like, for example, talk about Moses, and then suddenly the story stops. And then you go, for example, in chapter 7, suddenly it continues. Okay, because why? Because the Quran was being revealed according to events. So it is not according to sequence, to make it easy. So this is the chapter, chapter 39, 30, meaning this is the 30. So this is the verse. Okay. To make it easy, at behind we have an index. So like for example, history. So for example, we say that the history of Makkah, inviting people to Islam openly. So for example, here is 1594, chapter 15. So you go for chapter 15, 35, chapter 15, 95, 94. That's 94. So it will talk about that subtopic.
What's the meaning of SAW? I saw SAW.
SAW is an acronym for Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, meaning peace, blessing upon the Prophet. So it's not just for the Prophet Muhammad, but actually for all prophets. So when, for example, when you say that Jesus alaihi salam, so it's like a salutation to the Prophet. So just a quick one. So there's one special verse in the Quran. It's talk about. This one is a chapter, a whole chapter talk about Mother Mary. So if let's say you want to start with here also, can.
Okay, I'll just.
Yeah. Or you can just this one. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is good.
So meaning that the Quran, you can refer to the index, or you can just open and then read anywhere.
Sure.
Okay. Nice meeting you, brother.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you, brother. Okay. Anything we just keep in touch.
Yeah, sure. I will. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.